Hello my students of 3rd Prep. Today we are going to start our revisions. We are going to start by the general revision on the whole syllabus. Let us start. Today we are going to have some general revision on our syllabus. Let us start by the first question, which is complete. The equation of the straight line, which is drawn parallel to the x-axis, passing through the point -2 and 1, is what? First of all, you are going to think the straight line is parallel to the x-axis, so its equation will be y equal. What about the value of y in the point in which the straight line is passing through? It is 1. So we can say that the equation of the straight line will be y equals 1. Another example, if sine x equals half, where x is an acute angle, then sine 2x equals what? First of all, think, what about sine x equals half? Can you find the value of x? Of course, yes. How? By using your calculators. So we are going to press the buttons, shift, sine 1/2. Then you are going to obtain a result as x equals 30 degrees. Then I want you to find sine 2x. What about sine 2x? It is sine 2 multiplied by 30 degrees to obtain a result as sine 60. What about sine 60? Yes, you know that sine 60 equals square root 3/2. Another example. The slope of the perpendicular straight line to the straight line 3x plus 4y minus 9 equals 0 is what? Now, first of all, can you find the slope of this straight line? Yes, you know that the slope of such a line is -a/b, as it is negative coefficient of x over coefficient of y. So, the slope of the straight line will be -3/4. This is the slope of the straight line. What about the slope of the straight line perpendicular to it? Yes, you know that you are going to find its multiplicative and additive inverse. So it will be 4/3, as their product must be equal -1. Another example, the perpendicular distance between the two straight lines y minus 3 equals 0 and y plus 2 equals 0 equals what? At the very beginning, try to think. Y minus 3 equals 0. It is represented graphically by a straight line parallel to the x-axis and cuts the y-axis at the point 3. Yes. What about y plus 2 equals 0? It is represented also graphically by a straight line which is parallel to the x-axis and cuts the y-axis at the point -2. Can you find now the distance between the two straight lines? The distance must be the perpendicular distance. What about the distance between these two lines? Yes, it is 3 units plus 2 units to obtain a result as 5 units. So in this case, we can say that the distance will be 5 units. Another example, sine 60 plus cosine 30 minus tan 60 equals what? Do you remember? What about the right angle triangle in which there is an angle of measure 30 and another one of measure 60? Yes, it's drawn like that in front of you. 30-60 degrees triangle. So the side opposite to the 30 is half the length of the hypotenuse. So the side will be 1, the hypotenuse will be 2. And by using Pythagoras theorem, you can find the third side, which will be square root 3. Now, can you find sine 60? Yes, sine 60 will be opposite over hypotenuse. So it is root 3 over 2. Plus, what about cosine 30? Cosine means adjacent over hypotenuse. So it is root 3 over 2. Then minus, what about tan 60? Yes, you know that tan means opposite over adjacent. What about the opposite of the measure of angle 60 degrees? Root 3 over adjacent, which is 1, so it is square root 3. By using your calculators, you can find that the answer will be 0. And in this case, we can say that the result will be 0. Another example. The equation of the straight line whose slope is 1 and passing through the origin is what? All of you know that the equation of the straight line will be y equals mx plus c. What about m and c? M is the slope of the straight line and c is its y-intercept. So y equal, what about the slope? It is 1. Then y equals 1x plus c. What about c? To find the value of c, you are going to substitute by the point 0 and 0, which is the origin. So y equals 0. Then 0 equals 1 multiplied by x, which is 0, plus c. Then you are going to obtain a result for the c as 0. So we can say that y equals x. Or in other words, you know that since this straight line is passing through the origin, so the value of c is 0. And in this case, we can say immediately that y equals x. If the straight line y equals x sine 30 plus c passes through the point 4 and 6, then c equals what? At the very beginning, you know that sine 30 will be half from the right angle triangle 30-60 triangle. So we can say that y equals half x plus c, as the slope is half. So we are going to substitute by the point 4 and 6 to find what? Yes, that's correct, to find the value of c. So by substituting, 6 equals half multiplied by 4 plus c. In this case, we can say that 6 equals 2 plus c. To find the value of c, we are going to find that c will be 4. And in this case, we can say that the value of c will be 4. Another example. If ABC is right angle triangle at B, slope of AB is 2 over 5. Then slope of BC is what? At the very beginning, you know that the triangle ABC is right angle triangle at the point B. So we can say that measure angle B equals 90 degrees. As measure angle B is 90 degrees, so we can say that AB is perpendicular on BC. Yes, two segments are perpendicular. So the product of their slopes must be -1. In this case, we must find the slope of AB. So slope of AB will be 2 over 5 as given. Slope of BC will be what? Yes, it will be -1 divided 2 over 5 to obtain a result as -5 over 2. So we can say that the slope of the line BC will be -5 over 2. Another example. If sine 30 equals cosine 60, where theta is an acute angle, So what about measure angle theta? Find measure angle theta. At the very beginning, what about the given? Yes, the given says that sine 30 equals cosine theta. So you know that sine 30 will be half. So half equals cosine theta. By using your calculators, can you find the measure of the angle theta? Of course, yes, by pressing shift cosine half. So you are going to obtain a result as theta equals 60 degrees. And in this case, we can say that measure of angle theta will be 60 degrees. If 0 and 2 is the midpoint of AB, where A, -1 and -1, and B is X and Y, then what about the coordinates of the point B? Try to find the coordinates of the point B. Look carefully to such an example. 0 and 2 is the midpoint. So 0 and 2 will be, yes, that's correct, will be the answer. Then 0 and 2 equals, that's correct, it is the midpoint, which is equal to -1 plus X over 2 and -1 plus Y over 2. In this case, we can equalize the coordinates of X. So we can say that 0 equals -1 plus X over 2. By making cross multiplication, you are going to find that -1 plus X equals 0. And in this case, we can find the value of X as 1. By the same way, can you find Y? Of course, yes. How? By equalizing the coordinates of Y. So we can say that 2 equals -1 plus Y over 2. By the same way, we are going to make cross multiplication to obtain a result as -1 plus Y equals 4. Can you find Y? Of course, yes. So Y will be 5. And in this case, we can say that B equals 1 and 5. ABC is triangle. Measure angle B equals 90 degrees. AB equals 3 centimeters. And BC equals 4 centimeters. Then sine A cosine C equals what? At the very beginning, you know that ABC is right angle triangle at B. So try to draw a right angle triangle ABC, right angle at B. Then what about AB? AB is 3 centimeters and BC is 4 centimeters. At the very beginning, since measure angle B equals 90, you can use Pythagoras theorem, which says that AC power 2 equals AB power 2 plus BC power 2. By substituting for AB 3 and BC 4, so it is 3 to the power of 2 plus 4 to the power of 2 to obtain a result as 25. In this case, can you find AC? Of course, yes. AC will be 5 centimeters. What about sine A cosine C? Yes, sine A will be opposite over hypotenuse. So it is 4 over 5. Multiplied by, what about cosine C? It is 4 over 5 as it is adjacent over hypotenuse. So by multiplying 4 over 5 by 4 over 5, you are going to obtain a result as 16 over 25. Another example, sine A over cosine A equals what? What about sine A over cosine the same angle A? It will be tan A. Take care and be careful. Sine A over cosine the same angle A will be tan the same angle. Now let us have another example. Prove that the triangle whose vertices are 5 and -5, B, -1 and 7, C, 15 and 15 are vertices of right angle triangle at the point B. Then calculate its area. First of all, we want to find that ABC is right angle triangle at B. The easiest method to prove that a triangle is right angle triangle is by using the slope of the two lines AB and BC. So at the very beginning, try to find the slope of AB. We are going to denote it by M1. So M1 equals, what about the rule of the slope? It is Y2 minus Y1 over X2 minus X1. So it is 7 minus -5 over -1 minus 5 to obtain a result as 12 over -6. And this will lead us to slope number 1 will be -2. Try to find slope of BC. We are going to denote it by M2. By the same rule, you are going to find that M2 equals 15 minus 7 over 15 minus -1 to obtain a result as 8 over 16, and after reduction it will be 1 over 2. What do you notice? Yes, that's correct. You must notice that the product of the two slopes, -2 and half, will be -1. So by multiplying M1 by M2, it will be -2 multiplied by half to lead us as -1. In this case, we can say that AB and BC are perpendicular. Then triangle ABC will be right angle triangle at B. Can you find the area of this triangle? Do you remember? What about the rule of the area of triangle? Yes, area of triangle is half times base times height. What about the base and the height of the triangle? Yes, that's correct. They will be AB as a base and BC as a height. So we must first find the length of AB. So AB equals, do you remember the rule? It is square root x2 minus x1 to the power of 2 plus y2 minus y1 to the power of 2. So by substituting, AB will be square root 5 minus -1 all to the power of 2 plus -5 minus 7 all to the power of 2. To obtain a result as square root 36 plus 144 to obtain a result as square root 180. What about square root 180? It will be 6 square root 5 units. And this is the length of AB. What about the length of BC? By the same rule, BC equals square root -1 minus 15 all to the power of 2 plus 7 minus 15 all to the power of 2 to obtain a result as square root 256 plus 64, which will lead us to square root 320. What about square root 320? It will be 8 square root 5 units. Now, can you find the area of triangle? Yes, area of triangle equals half times base times height. So it is half times 6 square root 5 times 8 square root 5 to obtain a result as 120 squared units. Find equation of straight line passing through 4 and 8 and parallel to the straight line 2x minus 4y plus 3 equals 0. First of all, parallel to the straight line 2x minus 4y plus 3 equals 0, it means that the two straight lines must have the same slope as they are parallel lines. So at the very beginning, we must find the slope of the straight line. What about its rule? It is negative a over b, which is negative coefficient of x over coefficient of y. So it will be negative 2 over negative 4 to obtain a result as half. So the slope of the required line will be half. In this case, we can say that y equals mx plus c, which is our equation. So y equals half x plus c. By substituting with the point 4 and 8, so we can find that 8 equals half times 4 plus c. So 8 equals 2 plus c. Can you find c now? Yes, c will be 6, which is 8 minus 2. Then we can say that the equation of the straight line will be y equals half x plus 6. Let us have another example. If ABCD is a parallelogram, its diagonals intersect at E. If A is 3 and negative 1, B is 6 and 2, C is 1 and 6, then find number 1, coordinates of the point E and D. And also try to find the length of DE. First of all, you know that ABCD is a parallelogram. A 3 negative 1, B 6 and 2, C 1 and 6, and D. The two diagonals of the parallelogram will intersect at the point E. What about E? Yes, E is the midpoint of AC, as the diagonals of the parallelogram bisect each other. So we can say that E equals, can you find the midpoint of AC? Of course, yes. E equals 3 plus 1 over 2 and negative 1 plus 6 over 2 to obtain a result as 2 and 5 over 2. This is the midpoint of AC. Now you are going to notice that E is also the midpoint of BD. So in this case, we can say that D equals X and Y. Can you find D as E is the midpoint of BD? Of course, yes. 2 and 5 over 2 equals X plus 6 over 2 and Y plus 2 over 2. So we can equalize the X coordinates. So it is 2 equals 6 X plus 6 over 2. And in this case, by cross multiplication, we can say that X plus 6 equals 4. So X will be negative 2. By equalizing the Y coordinates, so 5 over 2 equals Y plus 2 over 2. By making cross multiplication, so Y plus 2 equals 5. And in this case, we can say that Y equals 3. So the coordinates of the point D will be negative 2 and 3. What about the length of DE? Yes, by using the rule. So DE equals square root 2 minus negative 2 to the power of 2 plus 5 over 2 minus 3 all to the power of 2 to obtain a result as square root 16 plus quarter, which is equal approximately 4 units. Let us have another example. ABC is right angle triangle at B, where twice AB equals square root 3 AC. Find all trigonometric ratios of the angle C. First of all, you know that 2AB equals square root 3AC. Can you find a ratio between AB and AC? Of course, yes. So AB over AC equals square root 3 over 2. And in this case, we can draw right angle triangle at the point B. And you know that AB over AC, the ratio between them is square root 3 over 2. Can you find the ratio of the third side by using Pythagoras theorem? Of course, yes. So BC power 2 equals AC power 2 minus AB power 2. It will be 2 power 2, which is 4, minus root 3 power 2, which is 3, to obtain a result as 1. By taking square root for both sides, you are going to find that BC equals 1. And in this case, we can say that sine C equals square root 3 over 2. What about the other trigonometric ratio? Cosine C equals half. And finally, tan C equals square root 3 over 1, which is equal to square root 3. Another example. Find equation of straight line passing through the point 3 and 4 and perpendicular to the straight line 5x minus 2y plus 7 equals 0. First of all, can you find the slope of this straight line? Yes, of course. How? Slope of the straight line will be negative a over b. So it is negative 5 over negative 2, which is equal to 5 over 2. This is the slope of the straight line. I want to find the slope of the perpendicular line. So the slope of the required line will be, that's correct, multiplicative inverse, additive inverse. So it will be negative 2 over 5, as their product will be negative 1. Then we can say that y equals mx plus c. By substituting for the slope as negative 2 over 5, we can say that y equals negative 2 over 5x plus c. By substituting with the point 3 and 4, so we can find that 4 equals negative 2 over 5 times 3 plus c. And in this case, we can say that the value of c equals 26 over 5. So what about the equation of the straight line? It will be y equals negative 2 over 5x plus 26 over 5. By the end of this example, we reached the end of our lesson today. I wish that I benefit all of you, and thank you for good listening. Bye-bye.